This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Chakudash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the Akim, who are pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And I want to say to the few sincere sisters who are out there listening in truth and sincerity, becoming of women, I say shalom. This is the brother Gabari Allah coming at you with another lesson. All right, and today's lesson is going to be entitled, Remember the Mercies of the Lord. All right, remember the mercies of the Lord, or something along those lines. All right, because when you are going through hell, when you are catching hell, when things are not going your way, all right, you have a tendency to this flesh has a tendency to overthink, and the demons start to creep in, telling you certain things, telling you ain't a man of the Lord, telling you, nah, that ain't gonna happen for you. It tells you, man, why you praying for this? The Lord knows he ain't gonna give it to you. Your mind may be thinking all these things, and that's the demons on you. Okay, those are demons that we have to fight constantly, every single day. Every single day is gonna be a new battle. Some days may be easier than other days, but every single day comes with their new obstacles that we must overcome. That's why it's called a fight. So that's why I opened up with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So the Lord already has thoughts about you. The Lord understands what you are thinking. The Lord understands your thoughts. Okay? The Lord created us. Remember that. The Lord is the creator of all spirits, man. All right? He controls every single spirit. All right? So if the Heavenly Father has already thoughts towards you, okay, and it reads, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. All right, these thoughts are of peace. The Heavenly Father is going to grant us peace. And really, it's talking about the deliverance of the elect. Okay, but at the same time, during this hell that we're catching, the Lord is going to bring us peace. All right, that's why a lot of brothers, have inward peace in them. A lot of brothers have prayed for certain things. Do you mean to tell me you don't think a single brother has prayed for a woman or for that woman to act right? You mean to tell me you don't think a brother has ever prayed for anything of this flesh? Maybe a new job, maybe something, that can benefit the flesh. Of course, brothers, need certain things to benefit the flesh, and these things that the Heavenly Father gives us are gifts. There are gifts. And the most important gift that he gave us is the gift of faith, because it is not, people have a misconception. It is not a right to have this faith. It is a privilege to have this faith. All right. Not everybody is given this faith, but you are. Not everybody is given the names of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, but you are. You are given this. So the Lord is already showing you favor just by having the faith, just by having the names of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. You don't think he wants you to utilize it for everything? For everything that you may be going through. Pray upon it. Don't think just because it's something in this flesh that the Lord can't help you. Don't think that every single thing has to be spiritual. Of course, the majority of it is spiritual. But there is nothing wrong with praying for things that can help this flesh, man. To make the hell that we're catching a little easier. Understand that. Understand that the Heavenly Father already knows that we're catching hell. He knows the type of fucking situation that we're living in. We are trying to be righteous in an unrighteous kingdom. Believe me, the Lord knows how hard it is. All right? That's why he sent you brothers a woman. He suffered enough alone. Let me send him a woman. And sometimes that woman is a test in itself. All right, let me test him with this woman. See how he treats her. And sometimes emotional immaturity. And then you start to realize, okay, I wasn't mature enough for that relationship. Or, I wasn't built up enough for that. So the Heavenly Father shows you, look, man, you can't handle it yet. I'm going to give you this, but you can't handle it yet. And He'll take away. The same thing with the job. All right, you wanted a full-time job. You wanted 40 hours a week. Here, I'm going to give you 50 hours a week. Boom. Now you don't have time for me. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to take it away because I know you're not ready just yet. All right. But guess what happens? The more you pray, the more you're built up in the Spirit, the more you're connected to the Heavenly Father, He'll give you what you need. He'll give you what you want. In according to how much you can handle. Okay? Certain brothers are not emotionally ready yet for a woman. Because trust me, having a woman is challenging. Okay? She'll push certain buttons that no one else can push. And the Heavenly Father knows that you're not ready just yet. So He'll take her away for a little bit. Let you rest, my son. Let you build up emotionally. All right, now you're ready. Here, boom, here's your lady back. All right, your job was taken away from you. Now you're ready for that. You're physically ready for it. Boom, let me give you your job back. Instead of 50 hours, I'm going to give you 40 hours, but the pay is going to be higher. You know what I mean? Instead of getting paid $17.50 and working 50 hours a week, I'm gonna give you paid 22 hours, $22 dollars an hour. But I'm gonna make you work 40 hours, so 10 hours less. Boom, and now you have it in abundance. Now you're not so stressed. Boom, I'm gonna give you your lady back, but now she's gonna be righteous, more righteous. She was a demon back then. That's why do you think whenever you separate, okay, and you get back together or whatever, your relationship is stronger? It's because the Heavenly Father, and that goes with anything. After you have a big argument with a brother, maybe you guys rekindle it, you guys squash it, and you guys have a greater bond. It's spiritual, man. The Heavenly Father is all right, cool. He showed me He can handle it. I'm gonna give Him it back. So don't worry when the Heavenly Father takes things away from you. Remember His mercies. That's what you have to play in your mind. And there's going to be times where the demons get in your head. Nah, bro, she doing something else. Nah, bro, the Lord ain't going to give you a job. Nah, bro, this, that, and the third. You see, look at her. Look at her. She's already doing that. Look. You already a week without a job. Look, this, that. Those are demons creeping in your mind. Remember that. That's why it's important to say things out loud, man. Like, nah, that's a fucking demon. Call I have faith in the Lord. All right. So now I'm going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Right? That is both spiritual and fleshly, carnal. Okay? There is nothing wrong with asking the Lord to relieve you from your burdens, man. The scriptures say that the Lord will not give us more than we can handle. Okay? The Lord understands that we're catching out. The Lord understands this. So He's gonna give us hell for an extended period of time. And once you serve that hell, once you serve that, because it could be just a test, and it could be the Lord just, all right, you went off, my son. I have to punish you. I have to do this. Boom. Maybe you went off. Maybe you kept on committing, stuff with your woman. Maybe you guys, did certain things you weren't supposed to on the Sabbath, or maybe, whatever it could be. Maybe you was giving too much time to the job. Maybe you was choosing money over brothers. Maybe you had money and you didn't want to give alms to the brothers, so the Lord took your job away. You have to suffer a little bit, my son, so that I can give you this crown. You know what I'm saying? That's a show of mercy in itself. The Lord don't want us to suffer more than we have to, man. Understand that. It says, for everyone that asketh, receiveth, and he that seeketh, findeth, and to him that knocketh, it shall be opened. And I made a lesson entitled, Act on Your Prayers. Okay, you must act on the prayers that you have been given unto the Lord. Because you can't just ask the Lord for things and then lollygag the rest of the day. No, man. You have to act on it. So the Lord sees it. Yes, he's really trying. Okay, he asked me for this. Boom, he went on a fast. Okay, he asked me for this. He's praying it. He didn't just pray for it one time. He prayed for it constantly. Every single day, he's praying for it. Boom, he didn't go on just one fast. He went on 2 fasts. Okay, he really wants this. Boom, let me give it to him. You have to be patient. Understand that we are on the Lord's timing. The Lord is not on our timing. So even though you may seem like, come on, Lord, why haven't you done it for me? Because you're not ready just yet. But the Lord will give you what you need and what you want once you're ready for it. If it was up to me, I would want the kingdom already. But guess what? I am not yet worthy of being a ruler yet. A ruler of a planet. I am not ready to rule a planet. That's a big responsibility, man. Certain people, you can't even, certain people, certain Akim are managers, and they'll tell you, shit, it's hard to manage a damn job. How much more a whole planet? So no, we are not ready just yet to rule a planet. Okay, it could be the same thing with the job. You are not ready yet to work 40 hours. You're not ready yet because you're going to be home. You're going to sleep. You're going to be tired. You're not going to make a lesson for me. You're not going to do any works for me. And if that happens, I have to cut you off. Look, if I give you a woman right now, you're going to be emotionally charged. You're going to be, all your damn time is going to be onto her. You're not going to serve any time with me. You're going to put this woman first. I can't let you have that woman just yet, my son. I can't return you your lady just yet, my son. You have to build yourself up first, and then I'll give you it. Understand that. The Lord's mercies. All right? So now I'm going to grab the book of Mark, chapter 11. And these are just basic scriptures, man. And verse 24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Okay? And part of that is belief. All right? You have to have belief in this ministry. You have to have belief behind your prayers. You can't just throw them up and not expect them to be granted. You know what I'm saying? You can't just expect them to be granted. You have to work for them. You have to go on fasts. You have to truly believe in the Lord. Once you pray, say the water for granting it in advance. Do prayers, do things in advance because you already know that the Lord is going to grant it for you. You don't know when. Could be tomorrow. Could be a week from now. Could be a month from now. Okay? You don't know yet, but you do know that it will come to you. All right? You do know that it will come to you when you're ready for it. Okay? Same thing happens with the spiritual. You're not ready yet, my son, to suffer the things that I need you to suffer to gain that wisdom. Okay? Okay, you want this knowledge? I will grant you this knowledge, but you have to work for it. All right? You have to read more. Are you willing to read more? Are you willing to suffer just a little bit more? How do you think you acquired the knowledge for these things? Why do you think you're better with your woman now? Why do you think you have a better job? Because your past experience was a so-called failure, but it was really a learning lesson. Okay? You no longer are emotionally charged. You are no longer that lazy individual. You are no longer that little boy who gets hurt over little things. You are no longer that individual that gets home, is tired, just wants to sleep all day. You're a fat slob at home all the damn time. No. Now, guess what? You wake up an hour earlier. You make a lesson before work. You come home. You work out. You eat. You fast sometimes. You pray. You pray at the job. Some brothers sacrifice their lunches to make videos, man. Do you think they were doing that the whole entire time? No, they had to build up to that thing. They had to build up to that. And they had to get built up to that by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay? So understand that these things that we are suffering, they are for our own benefit. They are for our mercies. The Lord is not going to allow us or make us suffer more than we have to. Okay? Believe me. It says, actually, yeah, that's it on that. Now I'm going to grab the book of Luke chapter 6 and verse 36. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. The Heavenly Father is very merciful unto us. The scriptures called the Heavenly Father long-suffering. Yahweh, Salakia, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son. They are long-suffering. Okay? Understand that. They are very merciful. So if you're not showing that same mercy unto other individuals, if they fuck up just slightly and you get all austere and you're mad about it and you don't show any mercy, what expects you to have mercy? What do you expect the Heavenly Father is going to give to you? And that can apply to anyone. You know, a brother may, do something and you all of a sudden you hate him now. You show no mercy. You know, your woman might have pissed you off. Now you're calling her a bitch. Get the fuck out of my house, bitch. You know, your kid might have a little, he done messed up a little bit. Now you're cussing him out. Get the fuck out of my house, little. You know what I mean? That's not showing mercy, man. You have to show mercy a little bit. Understand that your children and your woman are a weaker vessel. Understand that newer brothers are trying to build up to the level you're at. Not everybody is at the level you're at. Okay, some brothers are going to have a little bit of a harder time, with truly grasping something. It's all through the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Why do you think the Lord tests your patience so damn much? Because you need more patience. Why do you think the Lord tests your long suffering? Because you need to suffer more. You need to build up more patience through these little sufferings. Okay? It says, judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again right. The more merciful you are, the more mercy you will receive. The more patient you are, the more patience you will receive. Why do you think that the elder apostles are so very, in their lessons, they're very patient? They make the same videos, the same lessons, the same topics over and over and over and over again. Yeah, they'll make new lessons as well. Okay? But they'll make the same lessons over and over again. They have extreme amount of patience. And they didn't just build that overnight. No, they were tested with patience. Why do you think the elder apostle Tahar, Slacky, not the elder apostle Tahar, the elder apostle Gabar, okay, he would talk a lot about, well, not a lot, but he'll mention women sometimes. He'll be like, yeah, women will fucking test your patience. And they will. Believe me. But it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. It's all to build you up. Because when you're ruling kingdoms, when you're ruling the planet, you have to have patience. You're going to be perfect. You're going to have a perfect level of self-control. And that's what we're building up to. Okay? So remember the mercies of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? The Lord is only making us suffer just as much as we need to grow. Alright? Yeah, you might be alone for a little bit. Like a month or two, maybe 3, maybe 4, however long the Lord desires you to be alone. But guess what? Understand that He's in control. So that woman that you're so worried about, you're so worried about, if you truly want her back, the Lord will give her back to you, undefiled. You may be thinking, fuck, man, she fucking other dudes. But if the Lord is going to give her back to you, understand that That's not what she's going to be doing. All right? You know what I mean? She's going to be suffering too, building herself up. And ultimately, it's the Heavenly Father doing that for you. So now she come back. You know what I mean? You guys got a stronger connection, whatever. Same thing happens with everything. It's not just the woman, but that's the easiest example I can come up with. Okay. So now I'm going to end it off with Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The Heavenly Father wants to give us this kingdom, man. But he cannot give it unto us without the suffering that is required with it. There is long suffering required. There is patience required. And through your journey, you're going to get built up in patience. You're going to get built up in fear. Fearful things are going to happen unto you. Okay? You're going to get built up in all aspects of this truth. Because you're going to need to have these things in the kingdom. All right? So, Lord willing was edifying. Lord willing, you brothers were exhorted. Lord willing, it really opened your eyes, man. You know, pray about it. Pray for anything you need the Heavenly Father to give you, man. There's nothing wrong with praying for things, you know, in the flesh. There's nothing wrong with praying for things in the spirit, man. The Heavenly Father uses prayer as a tool to guide us, all right, and to give unto us what we desire. Obviously, if you pray for some shit like fucking $1 million or hitting jackpot, you're going off, man. Oh, you're not going off, but you know, you praying in vain. You praying for dumb things. Don't be testing the Heavenly Father like that, man. But I just had to make that point, man. But Lord willing was edifying. Lord willing was uplifting. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Gakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Please, blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Say shalom.